Today we'll be showing you how to make a rapid fire mod for your Xbox 360 controller. First of all, we would like to say that we are not accountable for anything that happens to your controller and or account. If your controller breaks, can't do anything about that, and if you get banned, that's not our fault. So first you'll need an Xbox 360 controller, which has to be a certain kind. We'll show you that later. Then you need a Torx T8 or T9 screwdriver with a safety pin. Probably can't see that, but whatever. Then a momentary push button. This is from Radio Shack. You can get all different kinds. This is what we got. It's called a SPST momentary mini push button switch. There's package of 2. It's probably like $3. Not that much. You need a solder gun. Any kind will work, and any kind of solder. Doesn't have to be special. Alright, and then I took out the screws already to save time, and a bowl to put in your screws because they're tiny. You also need a wiring. The best kind is 24 gauge ribbon wire, so you can separate it. This is just to test it. If you have any kind of single wire, you can test it, and I highly recommend that, so you don't solder your controller then break it. So that's about it. Alright, this is how to tell if your controller is capable of being modded. If you take out the battery pack, then you will notice at the bottom down there, you can't see it because our camera is bad. We'll make a better quality one later. But there's a TP3 down there. If you don't have the TP3, then this mod won't work. On some controllers you probably can, different places, but I know for this mod that we will be showing you, it won't work. So you need a TP3 down there in the left-hand corner. Alright, first off, you're going to want to tape your buttons down so they don't spill out. Then just lift up the container. You're going to have to pop it off, but I already did it. So then just flip it over. Take off this pad, it's just for the buttons. Make sure you don't lose it though. Take off your thumbsticks. And here's your rumble packs. You can take this off if you want, if you don't want to feel the rumble, but you don't have to. Then take this off, it just snaps off. Now to get the actual circuit board off, you're going to take your R and L buttons and just pop it off. And there you have it. Here's a closer look at the TP3. It's right there. Alright, and it might not have TP3, but if you have this, it's a little golden oval type thing in the middle, then you can mod it too. Alright, now you're going to want to take one end of your wire and solder it to this point. It's right under the A button, and there's 3 little prongs soldered only to the middle one. If you get any excess solder on this one or this one, it won't work, so make sure you're very careful about that. Now the second wire, I've heard many different ones. You can either solder one under this D21, which is under the first person LED. Make sure you're really close to it, but don't burn the LED, or you won't be able to see if your controller is first person. Now the other one is somewhere down here in these 4 little circles. That one doesn't have battery life problems. This is the one that you can't have your full battery to use. Now the third one is the one that I will be using. It's right here, down at these 2 prongs. If you solder it to the right one and to your momentary push button, which this one also gives you a momentary push button, that will work, and that's the one I'm going to be using. Now we'll go test it by using these 2, and you're just going to touch this and this with a semi-automatic gun on COD 4 or COD 5. Alright. Alright, to test this, you're going to have to put all your stuff back on. You can just pop the circuit board into the controller. It's really not that hard, self-explanatory. You're going to want to put this pad back on because you won't be able to choose anything otherwise. And put your thumbsticks back on, and then your battery back in. Okay, now you're going to want to expose both ends of your wire, and then you're going to want to touch your point here and here. I'm not going to do it because it's on the TV right now, so we'll show you what happens, and then we'll show you that I am touching those 2 things. Alright. Here it is again, and then we'll show you the pistol. Alright, here's the pistol. Yeah, Sam touching it in the same place. Alright. To use this with, in my opinion, is the M1A1. So, here we go. On the wall. Alright. And that's it for Call of Duty World at War. Just wanted to show you that that one is not patched. If they did, I don't know if they finished it or not, so we're going to pause the video and switch it to COD 4. Alright, so after you solder one end of each wire to that, which will show you a better picture of the wire when we get it, you're going to want to drill a hole into here, wherever you want it. My opinion, I like it to hit my middle finger, so I'm going to have it right around there. So don't hit it here, because then you can't use your rumble pack unless you don't. Then you can just unplug the rumble pack by pulling it out. You don't have to cut it off. So you drill a hole, then you shove it in this way, because if you shove it down this way, this will be sticking out too far, it will hit the board, and you can't close the controller. So you put it in this way, super glue it, hot glue it, so it stays in, and then you solder it after you put it through, and then we'll make a video, another clip showing where to solder it and how, if you don't know. Alright, and we're back on COD 4, so we finished the mod. Here's what it looks like, just a little button. This one's kind of big, but it's fine, it'll work. So then, on semi-automatic guns, if you just hold it in, it'll work perfectly. And that's about it. If you have any questions, just put it in the comment and we can make a better quality video if you're having problems with where to solder it. So, I'll see you next time.